After an initial 3-day selection, would-be paratroopers begin 6 months basic training at the Army Training Centre at Catterick in North Yorkshire. Inside its gates, no one walks and everyone marches. A surprising number are poling themselves along on crutches. The chances are they're para-candidates whose limbs have failed to withstand the rigours of the course. The training washes out the unfit and the unsuited. The final selection, for officers and men, is made at Pegasus Company, known as P Company. It's designed to sort out whether or not you have the para-DNA. It's a rite of passage that those who have endured still talk about with pained awe years afterwards. It is, above all, a test of determination. The thing about P Company, which is difficult to explain to anyone who hasn't done it, is that it's not really a physical test. It's a mental test, said Captain Hugo Farmer, who won a conspicuous gallantry cross in Helmand. If you want it, and you're determined enough, you will pass it. You have to have a reasonable degree of fitness, obviously, or you'll fail early on. But it's people who are mentally tough that are wanted. That's the most important thing. P Company lasts 3 weeks. The first 2 are taken up with daily battle marches with kit, squad runs, and intensive circuit training sessions designed to physically exhaust candidates before the final test week begins. This starts with a stint on the Trainasium, an aerial assault course over high, narrow walkways and a tower built out of scaffolding and wood. Candidates are ordered to do an illusion jump, which means running along a plank suspended 30 feet up and launching themselves at a cargo net 15 feet away. In this way, the instructors test whether the candidate can handle heights. It also tells them whether he will throw himself from a height without question. It takes quite a lot to run up to the end of a plank and launch yourself off, not knowing whether you'll make that net, or if you do, if you'll bounce off, remembered one survivor. This is followed by a 10-mile battle march carrying full kit and weapon. The next day starts with a 2-mile steeplechase and 3 circuits of an assault course. Then comes the log race, in which teams compete to carry a telegraph pole-sized piece of timber over a difficult cross-country course. Anyone who fails to keep up can expect to flunk the course. Day 3 begins with a 2-mile best-effort run with kit. The afternoon is given over to milling. This involves 2 candidates slugging it out for 60 seconds. The fighters are not allowed to defend themselves, only punch. They wear heavy 16-ounce gloves and protective headgear, but many still finish the bout spattered in blood. The candidates get the weekend off to recover. When they return, they're sent off on a 20-mile endurance march with full kit, weapon and helmet. The course ends with another cross-country race. This time, the teams carry a casualty on a stretcher. About half of those who try fail P Company. Women have attempted it, but none has yet passed. The successful candidates go next to RAF Brize Norton, where they undertake 8 increasingly difficult parachute jumps, the last made in full kit at night time. Parts of the selection process seem at first glance to be anachronistic. Milling is a term that dates back to the days of bare-knuckle prize fighting, and the Paras is the only regiment in the British Army to practice it. Arriving on the battlefield by parachute is almost as bizarre nowadays as turning up on a horse. The Paras, however, have an almost mystical belief in the value of jumping. They try to get permission for a classic parachute drop operation in Helmand. The idea was rejected by higher authority as charming but impractical. Their loyalty to these habits is based on the belief that they have an intangible worth far greater than their apparent practicality. When you're on the log race and you've got 200 metres to go and you're absolutely knackered, you do not give up, said Lieutenant Andy Mallet, an accountancy executive in his former life. If anything, you go faster. When you're in the ring and you're milling someone and they're bigger than you don't give up. You keep milling. It's that ethos that nobody else has. The final test of courage and commitment is the jump. At the end of training, your initial reaction is to do whatever you're